Yeah, let us get started. Let me share my screen. I hope you guys are able to see my screen. Yeah. So let's quickly discuss about what we have learned yesterday. So yesterday we looked at about the singleton design pattern. So can someone tell me how can we create a singleton design pattern? What all the steps need to be taken care? Anyone?
Sir, we have to make it as a singleton pattern class constructor as a private.
Okay.
And create global variable, make it as a null, and object creation inside condition checking.
Okay. I mean, like for object creation, you need to create one static method, correct?
Yes, sir. Global variable static method with null initialization.
Okay. So what does it mean with the null initialization?
Sir, it's the eager initialization.
So initializing with a null is called lazy initialization. Initialization with an object is called as a eager initialization.
Eager initialization.
Yeah. So what about get instance method?
Sorry, which is used to call constructor using public method, which is get instance method, because of static variable.
Okay. Anyone else? Any answers? Yeah. Thanks, Babu. So let's give a chance for others. Any other person would like to answer? Yeah, please go ahead. Anyone? Guys, please be don't silent. Let's make it as an interactive session instead of one person speaking.
So this is for to get the singleton instance. Return an object in a get instance variable instead of it in the as part of the static variable. If you assign a variable, with instance in static variable, that will become eager initialization. Necessarily creates objects when the class is loaded. To avoid that, we will assign null value at the time of static variable declaration, and we will instantiate the instance only in the get instance method. That is one part.
Yeah.
So if we create an instance and get instance method, the problem is there is a threads to make it thread safety. We have to make it synchronize that part of the code wherever we're initializing it. So there also we have to check if it is a null, then only we should call the creation of instantiating object. So this is what that's how we will get only one instance per object, sorry, for a class throughout the zip.
Yeah. So that's right. So if my singleton class is available interface, then what should I do to maintain the singleton pattern?
Sorry.
So my question is, so I am writing a singleton design pattern class. So and that it happens to that class is implementing a serializable interface. If it is not implementing, no issues. But if it is implementing a serializable interface, there is one way I can break the singleton pattern, correct? During the deserialization. Now how can I fix that?
During the serialization.
We are already in
resolve object method.
So there is a resolve method.
Resolve method.
Yeah, we need to override the resolve method. Yeah. So if it
return the object, right?
Yes, yes. Now, and if I'm implementing a clonable interface,
Again, you need to override clone method and return that object. Yes,
Yeah.
only yes.
yeah, instead of calling the super.clone, if I'm calling the super.clone, I'm following the shallow cloning, or I'm calling the object class clone method, right? So in order to avoid that, I will go for a override the clone method and then return the object. Okay, and in order to avoid the reflection, then in the constructor, if the object is not null, I will throw an exception. Okay, so this is what we have learned the singleton design pattern. And for those who are already enrolled, I have shared the notes in the WhatsApp group. Soon I will add it to the website. So there is a login issue to my credentials to the website. So I'm working on that. I will be adding that to the website as well. Okay. Who are not yet enrolled, if you are interested, please do the enrollment. Okay. Now let us look at the next design pattern today, that is called factory design pattern. Factory
Sir,
design
one,
pattern.
sir, one clarification, sir, in this singleton.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, in the here we are creating that clone method. We are overwriting that clone method in test class. So
No, text class I am not overriding. Text class I am calling the clone method, right?
yes, sir, we are calling, but in singleton class we are overriding the clone method.
Yes.
By default, it is protected method, sir.
Yes.
But that test, if I write that test.java in another package, at the time it is not allowing the clone
it
method.
will not allow. Yeah, it will not allow. The reason for that is, what is the accessibility of a protected variable? See, let us comment this one. Okay, let us comment this one. And so in the singleton pattern, now I am not doing test.clone. I am doing s.clone. Now let us see, it will allow now. It is also same issue, right? Do you see the clone method?
No, sir, it is not displaying.
Why it is not displaying?
Because actually it was in public, it will allow, sir. It is allowing.
Yeah, so that's the reason for that is, so protected method is present in the object class. What is the accessibility of a protected method? It's a protected variable or protected method. The accessibility of a protected method or protected variable is within the same package. It can be in terms of inheritance or non-inheritance. It will work. But in terms of out of the package, like if you are trying to access from out of the package, it should be an inheritance. Now, do you see singleton pattern is a class and it is present in this package, and object class is present in java.lang package. Can I say that these two are the different packages?
Yes, sir.
Now in this class, if you are trying to create, so can I say that, see, though these two are the different packages, can I have an inheritance relationship between singleton and object?
Yes, sir, that is clonable. And
Yes.
Implements clonable.
Yeah. No, it is not because of this one. So whenever you are, see, this is a different package and object class is a different package. But for all the classes in Java, object class is a parent class. So now I can say, though these two are the different packages, between singleton design pattern and the object class, I have an inheritance relationship. Okay. Now in this class itself, let me write the main method. Now after writing the main method, I will call this one, singleton pattern dot get instance method. Okay. Now whenever I call this method, will I get an object? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I got an object done. Okay, I got an object done. Now I want to clone this one. Now will I be able to see the clone method? If I do dot, will I be able to see the clone method? Yes. The reason for that is, if the package is, if a clone is a protected method in the parent class. What is the parent class? Object class. Between the object class and a singleton design pattern class, you have an inheritance relationship, correct? And hence you are able to see the clone method, right? Now let us write the same thing in the different class. Now in the test class, am I able to see the clone method now? No.
It will not show.
In the test class, see, why it will not show? Because see, you are not cloning the test object, you are cloning the singleton object, correct?
Yes.
So now, yes, so there is a inheritance relationship between singleton design pattern class and the object class. But Are you creating the object, or are you cloning in the same class? No, I am cloning that object in a different class. Hence, I'm not able to see that, right? In order to see that, you need to override it, correct? So that's where I'm overriding in the this singleton design pattern class, the clone method. Now, what you're saying, you will write this test class in some other package. Then also the same problem will occur, right? If it's here, currently, why see now here I'm able to see the clone method. Why am I able to see? Though you're not calling the object class clone method, you want to call the singleton design pattern class clone method. Yes. Now, test class and singleton pattern, are these in the same package? Yes. That's the reason you are able to access it. Correct. Now, if you are moving this test to some other package, then what you need to do? Test extends serial singleton design pattern. Correct. Then only you will be able to access, because the accessibility of a protected variable is you can access in terms of inheritance if you are using some other package. Hope you understand.
But in the other package, we can't break the singleton class, sir.
No, you can see, first of all, you will not be able to access the clone method itself, correct? You need to test extend singleton design pattern. Then only you can access it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I have not taken a extends, because if I am using a extends keyword, if the constructor is private, you will not be able to create an object of child class itself, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is the reason I have not taken into a separate package. I have taken in a same package.
Yes, sir. In that scenario, if the test class is in other package, in that scenario, that object cloning method of breaking it is not applicable. Yes, sir.
Yes. First of all, if it is a different package, how can you call the clone method that is present in this class? Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can't call. That's why using that method we can't break that. Is it correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
And
but the thing is,
forgot why we implemented the clonable interface, Karthik.
In order to clone an object in Java, you can create. See, what is the meaning of singleton pattern? You're breaking a singleton pattern means you are trying to have only one object throughout the application. But there are different ways to create an object in Java. One is using new keyword, and another is deserialization, and other is reflection, and other is cloning. So these are the different patterns. So I'm just trying to use all these patterns and see whether still I'm getting a singleton pattern or multiple objects. Correct?
No, that I got.
So these are the different ways to create an object.
Yeah, I got that, Karthik. But in order to use the clone method in the singleton object, we overridden the clone method, right?
Yes.
That is anyway. That is we are getting it from the object.
But see, the clone method is present in object class. But how does the Java know that whenever you're using a clone method, you need to create an object and copy the data and then allocate the memory, right? So that is by JVM will look at this interface and will identify that. Though it is a marker interface, the JVM will know the functionality of this one. If you are not doing this one, if you look at the previous class, I have not implemented this clonable interface. And then I have ran the program. I got clone not supported exception, correct?
So even that means even object also will have implemented this clonable interface. Object also.
Yeah, just look at it. Yeah. So whenever you're overriding the clone method, it does not mean that you need to implement a clonable object. People will think that they're overriding the clone method means in the clonable interface, there is a clone method. No, the clone method is present in an object class. You are overriding the clone method because it's a protected method. The accessibility you want to provide, so you are accessing. So if I want to create an object here itself, I don't need to override this clone method. Remove this. Okay. Now let me come back to this one.
Yeah, this I got it, Karthik. That point I got it. Protected, I got it. I'm only having doubt. This clonable marker interface, we mentioned it here, right? That is to use the clone method, right?
So clone method, JVM will get to know. JVM will look at this method and JVM will understand on how to create an object, how to copy the data.
So this clonable interface must be implemented in for object method also, object class also.
Yes, you can just, I haven't seen it, but you can check that.
Okay, thanks.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir,
Yeah.
another doubt, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
in that reflection, sir, in that reflection coding, can you open that reflection coding? Sir?
Yeah.
That 4 lines, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, in that third line, sir, the S7 dot new instance. If you comment this line, we can create an object, sir. Another object. We can break the singleton. Why we need to use this line, sir?
So whenever you are calling the new instance, the private constructor will be called.
Yes, sir, but without this line, that object is getting creating and displaying, sir. Here we are in that singleton class.
Like object is getting created, means how it is getting created?
Sir, in the first constructor, that S7 first line, it is creating object, and that hash code method, it is displaying that object, sir. If you comment this line and execute, it will creating object, new object.
Oh, okay.
But here we only using this line, sir. If you don't use this line, it is creating object. So how it is protecting, sir, that singleton?
So that is what whenever, see, whether it is here also, it will call the private constructor, right? So in the private constructor, what I'm doing, if already object is present, I'm throwing an exception, correct?
Yes,
so in
sir.
the reflection, in order to avoid this, if the object is present, I'm throwing an exception so that I'm not allowing the person to create more than one object, correct? This is how I'm protecting it from singleton, like reflection.
So that is got it, sir. But the test.java, without that line, it is creating even though we are using this.
Okay, even if it is creating, you're looking at the hash code, it is different. Now, after adding this one, it is not creating a new object, correct?
Actually, in that.
I know that you are saying that S7.hash code, it is creating an object, but after adding this code, does it create? No, right?
It is after adding this line, it is not creating, sir. But
yeah,
this is
so
our side.
See, okay. This is the extra code I have written for a best, like what you call. See here, this is with this one, you're not getting actually the object. You are getting a instance of constructor. See, whenever you say get declared constructor, in order to call this instance method, here the object is getting created by dot class. Okay. This is just, we cannot say that the memory is occupied for this. The memory reference is not allocated for this. Okay. But the best way to do is this calling the new instance method. So that's the reason I have used it. So this is a reflection code, nothing related to this one. Even if you remove this also, it will create an object because here itself, the object has been created, correct? Is that what
yes,
you want to say?
That line itself, it is creating. But if you use this S7.new instance, then only the exception is calling, sir. But if the people they are trying to break, so they don't. If they don't use this line, automatically it is creating object. So how we are protecting, sir? Actually, in that singleton design pattern class, is there any lock to break that, sir, for this?
Okay, if you are not writing this one. But this is how, see, okay, for example, now let us write, so with this one, with this S7 object, try to call the get instance method. Try to call the get instance method and see whether you have a reference or not. See, this S7.get instance only will give you the object. Though you are thinking that this is an object, it is not actually the object to, you got it. So the original object will be created only because of this line. Whenever you see the reflection code, you have to call the get new instance method only to get an object.
But without this, using this line, that S7.hash code, if I display S7.hash code,
that is what I am trying. Different. That is, it is displaying different. But just check, will you be able to call all the methods, all the predefined methods on top of it now? No. So this is not an actual object. It's a reference, constructor reference, guys. See here, this is, if you look at here, what is that? What does it mean? See, if I say list of Integer. What does it mean? List of integer. L means what? L is a type of list and it is holding integer, correct? Now, if
Yes, sir.
you look at S7, what it is? It's an object of constructor class and it is holding this one, correct? But it is not directly an object of the singleton pattern class, correct? So in order to get an object of your class, then you need to call this one. Though you are getting a hash code, it's a type of constructor, not a singleton pattern. Exactly. Hope you get it.
Okay, okay, sir. Is it pointing the same memory location?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, sir.
I think that is like a constructor method itself.
Yeah. So that's the reason. If you just look at why you need to call the get new instance method, you will get the answer. From core Java, just try to look at the code, try to read the documentation on new instance, why to be called. Then you will get the answer.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
So there was one question suppose we have this class single design pattern class in one package. So in Spring application, generally beans are gets loaded into container. So there are two packages, but the same class is present in both packages, like single design pattern in one package and the same class in another design pattern. Another package. So whenever we will create an instance or object, so in that case will be the hash code for the both classes will be
see here,
same
whenever you are creating, whenever you are creating a package, see now let me create one more package called, let me create a package called T1. Okay. You are saying that same class is present here. Okay. Now,
yes.
Here, when you see, if I want to use this one, that the package is different. You are whenever you are importing this class, do you say import? See here. Now let me take another package called T2. Okay. Done. In T2, I want to create a object of singleton. You need, so this one different singleton pattern is per class. You don't get confused. Like here, now in main method, now you are asking, sir, I have the same class in different packages. So when I say, see, this singleton means what are you doing? For this class, throughout the application, you will have only one object. But here, you are creating a same class in different packages. That means you are creating two different classes, right? So see now, whenever I am using single, see, now can see, do you see singleton design pattern in two classes now? What is the difference? Package is different.
Package.
Based on your package use, it will create that object, right?
Okay. Yes.
It's hope you get it right. It depends on you.
Got it. Actually,
so
I was confused because I thought that beans are loaded into single container because bean container is application container, we can say. Throughout the application, it is one.
But the thing is, even in your Spring application also, you create different package, different classes. Per class,
Right,
it will hold the single object. Correct?
Yes.
It does not say you're thinking that even though the package is different, it will have a singleton object. No, the class itself you're saying, if you look at the bytecode, this class is present in this package. This class is present in this package. For example, your question should be like this. If I'm in the same package, if I'm creating one more class with the same name, does it allowed first of all? See, compilation units already exist, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So hope you understand, right?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, fine. Guys, I have a power issue at my home. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Because I will not be able to, there is less charging in my laptop, around 39%. So I will not be able to complete the fact design pattern. If you have any questions, I'll tell you the high-level overview of factory pattern, and from tomorrow onwards, we'll discuss about the implementation.
Sir, if that is the case, now can you please reiterate the singleton once again, sir? I missed one demo. So that's what. Is that
okay? You let me know where what is. I've explained this many times. You let me know where you did not understand. I will repeat that.
Well, I missed the first two demo classes, sir.
got disconnected. I connected back. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I missed the first two demo classes. So he was saying like that every I mean single object for a single class, and what is the enterprise? I mean, what is the actual use of it? So I completely missed that, sir.
Okay. So in the first class, I was discussing about the entire design pattern course content. Okay, that is nothing related to the singleton. In the second class, I was explaining the singleton design pattern. So whenever you want to create a singleton design pattern, the first step you need to take care is make the constructor as private. The first step you need to make the constructor private so that others cannot able to create an object. And the next step is now I need to return an object. How can I do? I can do like this. So if it is an instance variable, I cannot give. So I'll make it as a static. Now using the get instance method, we are returning that object. Now, but the thing is, eager initialization, the problem is this variable will be loaded during the class loading time. Even though you're not using a singleton design pattern class, this will be loaded during the class loading time. Hence, in order to solve that problem, we are going for lazy initialization. In lazy initialization, we are making the reference to null, and then we are doing the instance in the get instance. And from there, why are we using serialization, clonable, and multi-threading. Now, another thing is, now the example that we talk about the singleton pattern is runtime class. So in Java, we have a class called runtime. That is the best example for singleton design pattern. Now, another thing is where can we use in the real-time applications? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lower.
Yeah. So in the real-time applications, we can use the database connection, get the disconnection, logger functionality. So logger.get logger is a singleton pattern, and then to read the data. Yeah, sorry guys, because of this connectivity issue, because of the power, so hence there is a disturbance. Sorry for that. Am I audible?
Sir, today you are not continuing with the factory design pattern, right?
No, I am not. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So can we leave? Miss, we have office time. That's all.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So the one who asked the question, so to read data from the database or property file, so we use the singleton design pattern. So this is what I explained in the first class, like just an introduction, and then this is the usage.
Okay.
Is it Shankar that answers your question?
No, sir, this is not Shankar. I think somebody else asked.
This is silence.
Okay. Yeah, Sai. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir, yesterday that employee static ID, static variable like was there, no? So when we are doing it some deserialization, it was loading the same whatever the last time it was loaded. That is that something got resolved?
No, that is not nothing related to singleton pattern.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
right.
core Java topic.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a core Java only. Yeah. What happens to the static variable after deserialization?
Yes.
I haven't looked at it. I was busy. Yeah, that was extra thing I was explaining, and then I got an issue. So I could not figure it. I could not look at it after the class. I was busy. So
Okay.
you can try. I will tell you in upcoming classes, but you can also try. You don't need to wait for me also, right?
Sure.
You just Google it and then see what is the value of a static variable after deserialization, right? If I get, I'll provide it, but it takes time. Okay. So you don't wait for
Sure.
something. If anything, don't wait for me. Yeah. Anything else?
Hi, Karthik. Can you summarize the
Yeah.
singleton pattern in the interview point of view?
Yeah, I have whatever the notes I have shared. Did you look at it? Did you
Not
get a
yet.
chance to look at the? Yeah,
Not,
just look at it.
not yet, Karthik.
Yeah, just look at it. The entire summary is provided in the notes.
Okay.
I have written, because even if I speak now, you might forget. But that whatever words I have spoken, why are we using everything? So I have written clearly in the notes. It's a simple English. Just look at the notes. I mean, like, and then come back. I will explain again if no, you're not understanding.
So a general question. For an example, if we are going for a development, I mean, for an example, if we are building some enterprises application. So, for an example, we get some project abstract, like, it is going to be a fintech application or a banking application, something like that. So, how we can identify which design pattern suits for this project?
So during the design phase, when I say design phase, so you're talking about the system design. First of all, whenever the abstract or project comes, you need to do the system design. When I say system design, it will contain whatever the, for example, if I'm doing an application which is similar to the YouTube, then what do you need to think? Fastness, memory space, correct?
Memory space, video recorder or video player.
So those things. So that comes into a system design. So when you get an abstract, first you do the system design. From the system design, for example, you now after doing the system design, yes. So these are the things we need to do. Now, whenever you go to the Google search or YouTube search, the search should become fast, right? It should not take, say, if I'm searching some data, it should not take 10 minutes, right? It should be fast. So in order to do that fast, you can go for Elasticsearch or React.js or MongoDB. So the database is, instead of using a Oracle, you need to go for a MongoDB. Because MongoDB is a NoSQL, so it will be fast, right? So those are the things you will be able to get a conclusion in the system design. So once you are done with the system design, that component, whatever the component you're taking, that will come into a low-level design. During the low-level design only, you will come to know the each and every functionality. That time you can say the design pattern comes into picture. But at high level, the design pattern will not come.
So can we bind, for an example, as you said, there are many systems include. For an example, memory is a system, streaming is a system, so a search is a system. So can we bind more than one design pattern into a project? Is that the right approach?
Yes. Say, for example, whenever you are doing a search, so you need to query the database, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Now, that time you can use a singleton design pattern to get the database connection. Yes. Now, at the same time, so today you have a MongoDB. Tomorrow, they may go to Cassandra, because MongoDB is a normal, you can have a local instance as well. But Cassandra, Snowflake is nothing but a cloud database. Now you can go, see, if you're doing a POC, they may ask you first, let's start with MongoDB. Then can they say that, no, I don't want MongoDB, I want to go for Cassandra, a Snowflake. Can they say that? Is it possible?
Yes.
Yes. So that time you cannot take another 1 month of time and then building it, right?
Correct.
So that's where the factory pattern comes into picture. So you can easily, like factory is nothing but you, so whatever you're doing, so which we are going to discuss tomorrow. So if you want to create a notification, so if you want, so you are not telling you, so there is a factory. To that factory, you will give some information. Based on that, the corresponding work will be taken care. So for example, to that factory, if you mention the MongoDB, then MongoDB database connection has to be created, and then MongoDB query has to be executed. But if you give the query, I mean, like string as a Cassandra, then Cassandra database has to be instantiated, right? So now in this way, to get the database connection, I'm using singleton pattern. At the same time, to choose the database, I'm using a factory pattern. Yes, you can club multiple patterns in the project can use multiple patterns.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So don't worry. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the factory pattern.
All right.
Yeah. So guys, but the thing I wanted to say is, you're joining and listening, it's good, but try writing the code on your own. Then you will get to know the problems. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. If no question, that's all for today, guys. And from tomorrow onward, there are no demo classes. If anybody would like to enroll, please do the enrollment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you all. Thanks for joining. If any of your friends are interested and if you like the way I teach, please refer them for the data structures and design patterns. So I do take the data structures course in the morning, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. If any of you are interested, you can join that too. I think Shankar is part of my data structures, right? Shankar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And does anybody would like to join? Shankar, can you provide the feedback if whatever you think? It's good, bad, whatever it is.
Yes, Karthik. See, this Karthik class is helping me very much because first thing is he's taking daily 1 hour, which is not exhaustive. Limited time is explaining the concept, which helped me to practice on the day, even for the short duration, so that I can cope up with the class for the next day. The main challenge usually I had earlier, some other class was they used to take in a weekend the entire 3 hours, which is difficult to practice, recollect the stuff. But here in this case, very easy to recollect and practice on daily basis, because on daily practice will help us to remember the things, which will help really. And the concepts which were told in the class is also very clear, and we can ask doubts as and when we have any doubt, that will be cleared. It's very helpful, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So if anybody would like to join, so you have a what you call email, right? In the email, the details is provided. You can call up the admin and you can do the enrollment. Okay. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.